So as we go around this loop here, the first time round count is 1, and it goes off to this handler here, or it calls this handler with the value of count equal to 1. So it comes down here, and in this handler we get the contestant's name and we put it into contestant name, that's my array of strings, and in the brackets we use that value of count that we brought down from up here to put it into the right storage location. So it's going to be contestant name 1. And when it's finished that handler, it goes back up to line 9 and it calls the next handler, get contestant age, and count is still 1 at this point. And it comes down here to this one. So in this handler I'm going to ask, well in fact I'm going to copy most of this because it's going to be very similar. So I'll copy that and I'll put that into this handler, and it says please enter the contestant's age, and instead of putting it into the array called name, contestant name, I'm going to put it into contestant age. So it returns back up to line 10, get contestant age. That was when count was 1, and it's now at the end of the repeat loop, so it comes back up here and we've got count going all the way up to 5. That's our number of contestants. So when count is 2, we go off and we do contestant name number 2 and then contestant age number 2. Returns back up here. Same thing for count equals 3. We go off and get the contestant's name, the contestant's age, and so on and so forth. So it's going to go around this loop 5 times if that's our number of contestants, and by the end of it we will have populated the arrays, these arrays up here, with our data. But you'll notice that the data doesn't actually, if I just run the program, it won't appear in the fields yet because I haven't actually put the data in the fields. The only thing I've put in is this 5. All I've done down here is I've stored the values into my 2 arrays, my 2 groups of storage locations. So you can see that competition data, please enter the number of contestants, let's say 5. Please enter the contestant's name, Robbie, and his age is 11. You'll notice that this data isn't going anywhere visibly, but in fact where it's going is inside the computer, inside RAM. You've got these groups of storage locations called arrays, and this data is being put into there. That one last one, I think, so we'll have Eve, she's 10, and it stops running. So it stopped going around this loop here. So what I need to do now is to make sure the data travels from the storage locations out into the fields. So after this, where I've got that value, I'm going to, well in fact let's do it slightly differently. Let's go up here, and I'm going to put in a new handler called display data, and let's make that a capital letter here. Just double click on that, and down at the bottom I'm going to put in an empty handler, and this is where I'll display the data. So I'm going to take the data from the arrays in main memory and I'm going to display them in the fields. And because I have 5 elements in both arrays, I'm going to have a loop, and I'll use count again. It doesn't have to be count, I could use a different counting variable. What I do need to use, let's just move that out of the way, is my variable that holds how many contestants I've got. So in here I'm going to use that loop to display the data into the fields. So I'm going to be putting something into field, well in fact I'll just borrow that, and down here take those out.